Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Keeping Your Marriage Hot and Holy with your love coach, Chara Taylor. So, yes, it's been a couple of weeks since we last talked. The last time we talked about the undefiled bed. I hope that was helpful to you. And today I want to just kind of talk about being desired in marriage. We hear it from both ends. We hear the man say, I need to be desired. I want to be desired. You don't desire me. And we also hear the woman say the exact same things. Why don't you desire me? I can't tell if I'm a priority. You don't want me. How can I tell? So it appears that on both sides of the marriage, there's this need and this hunger and this thirst to be desired. And it should really be fulfilled. We have that obligation, we have that responsibility to make sure that our spouses know that we desire them. My husband should know that I want him and that I desire him. I should know that my husband desires me and that he wants me. But here's the real truth. Let's just talk about it. Even though we have this need and this longing to be desired, ask yourself, am I desirable? Am I putting myself in position for my spouse to want to desire me? How's my attitude towards my spouse? Is it inviting or is it repelling? What about my physical attributes? Do I keep myself together, looking good, taking care of my body so that I am physically attractive and desirable? Because let's just keep it real and be honest. Sometimes we get into marriages and we let ourselves go. And we don't put in all the effort and the energy to look good for that spouse or to make ourselves visually appealing or desirable for our spouse. So ask yourself, the next time you're feeling some kind of way and you all in your emotions because he doesn't desire me, she don't make me feel like I'm wanted, and you think that somebody else on the outside is going to want you, ask yourself, am I desirable? What about my tone when I talk to my spouse? Am I yelling at my spouse? Am I defensive in my tone? Am I aggressive in my tone? Because that's not attractive. Real talk. Real talk. Yep, we really want our spouse to desire us, and we should. But the real question is, are you desirable? And if you answer that question with, no, I'm not as desirable as I absolutely could be, what can you do to change it? Because we have the responsibility and the obligation to change. There's a serenity prayer that says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I think the real problem is we refuse to accept the fact that we need to change. We think that things are just supposed to go our way just because we exist. That's unrealistic, and that's an unhealthy thought habit and a thought process. There are things about ourselves that we need to change if we expect for there to be affection, if we expect there to be passion, if we expect there to be spark is what I'm looking for. If we're expecting spark in our marriage, then there are some things that we have to change. And I'm talking about the kind of change that like a butterfly goes through, the caterpillar goes through to become the butterfly when it goes into its cocoon for a season, and it's got to be worked on and worked out as it grows and matures to this place of beauty. Are you working on being beautiful? I'm talking about not just physically beautiful to the eye, but beautiful to the soul, beautiful to the spirit. Because it's not just about the outside or the external beauty. It's about what comes from within. You know, the Bible talks about that it's from within that whatever is it within that comes out, that is what defiles the person. What's coming out of you that's defiling you, that's causing your spouse to be repelled by you? Anger, malice, resentment, bitterness, unforgiveness. All of these things are undesirable. So again, yep, we have this longing to be desired, but are you desirable? My prayer for all of us who are married is that we would ask God to show us the areas in our lives where we can change so that we can be desirable. And then that we would have the courage to make the necessary changes so that we are irresistible for our spouse. Because listen, there's always somebody trying to take your job. If you don't see being a spouse, a husband, or a wife as a job, then you have missed it altogether. Because see, just like you have to work at your job to stay employed, you have to work in your marriage to stay married. There's always somebody looking to fill that position. And if you're going to open the door for them by not accepting the fact that there's some change that needs to happen in your life, then you're giving your spouse away. You're giving your job away to somebody else. I think it's time that we stop fighting each other and start fighting for each other. Start fighting the enemy, telling the enemy, no, not today, Satan. You can't have my man. You can't have my woman. I'm going to do the necessary things that I need to do to change me. You see, when we work on changing us, then we start to see a change in the other person as well. What do you need to do? What do you need to work on to become desirable? Do you need to stop nagging? Do you need to stop fussing? Do you need to prioritize your marriage and your spouse over your work? Do you need to stop being so boring? Do you need to go into your spouse's world and start doing some things that they like and that they enjoy? See, these are things that make us desirable to our spouse. Does your spouse feel safe coming home? One of the greatest compliments my husband gave me is, he said, I'm safe with you. I know that if anything happens, I'm safe. I can lay my head down at night peacefully and go to sleep and rest because I know that you got my back and I'm safe. Does your spouse feel safe with you? Yep, it's the man who does all the providing and all the protecting, and I feel safe with him, but it's mutual. We need to feel safe with each other. And because he feels safe, that puts me in a position to be desirable to him. So ask yourselves, what must I do to be desirable to my spouse? I can't just have this longing and I can't just keep putting it out there. You don't desire me. I need to be desired. I need to be desired. Yes, you do need to be desired, but you need to be desirable. Amen. Listen, that's all my time. That's really all I wanted to come on and talk about this morning, is because, we really have this thing going on and our marriages are unhealthy in this position, but we can shift it and we can change it if we would start to work on being desirable for our spouses. I want to thank you for joining me on the Keeping Your Marriage Hot and Holy podcast. And I pray that these are being a blessing to you. And I look forward to connecting with you. And you can reach out to me if you want to have conversation, if you would like to hear a certain topic, if you would like to discuss something. You can reach out to me. I'm on all the social media platforms. I'm on TikTok as the Hot and Holy Love Coach. I'm on Instagram as the Hot and Holy Love Coach. And I'm on Facebook. And you can find me on Facebook under Chara A. Taylor. And we have different marriage groups for Awaken Love. Or you can send me an email at awakenlovemm@gmail.com. And if nothing else, you can go to our website at teamtaylorministries.com. And the last announcement that I want to make is you can now get Team Taylor Ministries and Awaken Love, Keeping Your Marriage Hot and Holy, all of our content on the Roku channel. We have a Roku channel for streaming, and you can go to Team Taylor Family TV and free movies. Download that to your Roku app and watch the content. Enjoy movies, enjoy music, and enjoy the content on keeping your marriage hot and holy. Thanks so much for joining me, and I pray that you and your spouse become desirable to one another. Until next time, keep it hot and holy.